B-Eazy Dat Dude. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the boardroom, you gotta stand the rain. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the boardroom, you gotta stand the rain. Big block engine with 26 inches on the chrome I ride. Started at the bottom, soared to the top and still on the ride. Air handshake solid, seal the deal airtight. He gave you the blueprint to grind and get your hustle right. Money in the vision, it was dirty but he washed it clean. Turned a dollar to a dream, now he living like a king. From the late nights grinding to the early bird moves. Ask around the city, he really that dude. He love how he talking cause he walking through. Every step calculated, everything come through. From the hood by the views, yeah, the rooftop views. He the bridge between the struggle and the good life views. Never fold under pressure, shine like a diamond in the sun. Every loss was a lesson, every win is hard won. Now the crowd chant his name when he steps in the room. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, you know he's the truth. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the boardroom, you gotta stand the rain. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the boardroom, you gotta stand the rain.
Listen up, it's B-Eazy Dat Dude, the great, he ain't fake, he one of the real guys. Spitting fire every stream, you been late to the party, now it's time to realize. From Pittsburgh to around the world, yeah, the flow is elite. Every beat that he slide on turns into straight heat. Came up from the grind, selling box on a laptop, running up a bag, feel like he hit the jackpot. Got the luxury visions, ambition vivid, never bluff. Person's progress, persevere when the going gets tough. B-Eazy Dat Dude, got stripes in the game. Every rhyme, every line, they gon' remember the name. From the streets to the stage, the energy don't fade. Legend in the making, yeah, history's what he's laid. Mic in his hand, heart in the flow and soul on every beat. Dropping knowledge, power, bravado, his legacy complete. Hustle amplified, lyrics electrified, that's the truth. B-Eazy Dat Dude, established with certified proof. Feel the bass, feel the vibe, let it ride through the crowd. All the words, every hook, man, he keeps making us proud. King of his lane, rising above every feud. All hail the one and only, one and only, one and only. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Turn your radios up. Turn your radios up. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know who this is. B-Eazy Dat Dude, an impromptu stream, back with another one. I told y'all I was gonna be doing a double header. So this one is gonna be a banger. It most definitely will be a doozy. I don't like to keep y'all waiting. So before we get this thing started, I gotta hit you.
If you know the song, sing along. Yeah, you're right.
私も地元民と言っても実際すぐらいです。もう友達できたの？うん。ぶったまんまこっち見ろ。
Look, this promethazine got me be leaning like a cholo. In the club, I'm 20 deep, I don't be riding solo. Pull some bad bitches, they vanilla and cocoa. They wanna take some photos when we kick it out in Soho. Chicks are showing tits and popping pussy for my promo. Told them like juvenile, baby moving for me slow-mo. Then I'm right back to the block, cause I keep getting modo. I be flipping, not shrinking, I don't give a fuck about no ho, no ho. This nigga name ain't D-Lo, but pimpin' these bitches and stacking the springs forever be my stilo. This is B-Eazy Dat Dude, in the trap making pass smooth. If I ever go broke, then I'm about to pull a jack move. Since a nigga healthy, I don't even gotta worry. With my bitch from Fiji, eating tandoori and chicken curry. That ism is really indie. My pimp game international. I design my own clothes, so I be always looking fashionable. Here's a couple facts about me that y'all didn't know. Some of y'all be getting bread, but I be getting bigger, dawg. I got bigger guns and a whole lot of bad.
And we are activated. And before we get this thing started, I've been joined by some illustrious guests, none other than Miss Jackie Gaines, the lovely Jackie Gaines. And of course, we got the hardest working mod in YouTube, Vibrant Law, in building. Now, let me know if y'all have any issues hearing this. Y'all seen the title, y'all seen the thumbnail. Mejorar La Raza, Blanca. So we're going to discuss the anti-blackness, how pervasive it is in Latino communities. And we have this Latino gentleman saying why black people should not be out there protesting ICE, as much as people saying, where are the FBAs? They should be out there crashing out for ICE. Well, we're going to talk to this man who is of Latino and indigenous descent, and he says no, there is no black and brown coalition. That's why I call it the NOalition. And he says that black people should not be out there fighting. So he's going to cover some Latino man that says he's going to disguise up as a black person or a mayate and, you know, try to dodge ICE. So that's just the preface of the video. So let's get into it. Now, I won't be here for a long time, but it will be a strong time. If y'all want to watch this video uninterrupted, it is going viral right now. It is from a creator. His name is Ricardo Ignacio. The video is titled Latino Disguised as Black Man to Hide from ICE. And this dude, you know, he's probably one of the only Latinos that I see that calls out of his community. People love to say the black community has an accountability problem, but there's multiple black people calling out the black community. Some of them are genuine. Much of it is disingenuous, but you'll be hard pressed to find other people from other ethnic backgrounds publicly ostracizing their group. And oftentimes it's just not done at all. He does it, I believe, from a constructive and a compassionate place. Some of his rhetoric may seem harsh to people. It's just because they're not used to accountability. So we will get into this video. Let me know if you guys have any issue hearing me or the video. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all chose to be here with me, at least momentarily. And for that, I thank you.
I'm a mayate now, fool. What the?
Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me know if you guys could hear the video. I'm about to play it right now.
Gang, gang. Catch me outside, we'll go bang, bang.
But for some reason...
In case you didn't know, the word mayate...
Hold on. For some reason, I can't hear this video, so just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can hear this one. Okay, so let me pull up another video because this other video is not playing. So let me pull up one other video that does seem to be playing, and then I'll go back to this one. So instead of playing the video from Ricardo Ignacio, I'm going to share a video from an adult actress who does XXX videos, and she said the same thing as him. And this was earlier this year. She said that black people shouldn't be crashing out for ICE, and we'll get into it.
And there have been discourse surrounding the participation of Black people within these protests. If you remember, just last week, Hype Plus would cover a story centering on a Black woman who advised Black people involving themselves in the immigration protests and to go home because this isn't the fight of Black people. The story will receive mixed responses, as some would think we should all stand together in tough times like this for support, while others would take the opposite approach, agreeing with the Black woman, claiming Latinos and Hispanic people oftentimes don't concern themselves with Black protests. So why should Black people fight for them? Well, interesting enough, there are some Hispanics that feel the same way. News outlet Empowered Press would post a video on their Instagram page which shows a Cuban host speaking out in support of Black Americans who chose not to participate in the immigration protest, even going as far as saying she doesn't blame Black Americans for not joining in because the Latino community hasn't done anything for the Black community.
Going to save the Latinos, and I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it. I get it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that of this, all of that.
Did y'all hear her? This is coming from a Cubana. Shout out to her. She talks about how Cubans are anti-Black, not only in Cuba, but they come over here, and push that anti-Blackness. And she said, mass, and this is why we always talk about we have no allies, and I say we have no collective allies, because people will like to talk about individuals, and yeah, there may be some individual allies, but when those individuals go home, the collective of their family and community don't agree with them. These women are positioning themselves and say that they are allies, and based on how they're talking, I would concur with that, right? Or I would be inclined to concur. I can't say it definitively, right? But what she is saying is that, yeah, me and you may feel this way, but the collective of our community does not feel this way. And now people want to say, hey, we know that many of these immigrants, not all, but many of these immigrants are anti-Black. And even though they're anti-Black, Black people, why are you not crashing out for anti-Black immigrants? Doesn't make any sense. And as you'll see in the other video, there's not this just big kumbaya monolithic Latino where everyone gets along. Will everyone coalesce under the banner of Latino and Hispanic when there's resources on the line, when it's about subjugating and leapfrogging Black people? Yes, they'll get on code, but then there's divisions within the Latino community because they delineate. They want delineation and disaggregation of data, just like foundational Black Americans do. We've been allowing people to create us into this one big global Negro where we're just these generic stateless Africans, and they strip us of our American identity and then try to say, this is a nation of immigrants. You're not really American. You're an immigrant and all this stuff, when there was no America to immigrate to until we built it, right? Many people come over here and want to make us comparable to them, and that's simply not the case. I'm not making the argument that just because my lineage goes back to the killing fields and was here before this country was constructed as a country, I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I'm just saying that we have a different lineage, heritage, and ethnic background. That's all. We've been all inclusive to everybody, and you know what they said? They get turned around and said, here, kiss my derriere. You know what I mean? So many people said, oh, okay, it's like that. Before we've excused that and still went out there and fought for them and elected to be society's political doormat. But now those days are over. This is not the John Lewis civil rights era where someone goes on Edmund Pettus Bridge and you just beat the dog crap out of them and say that's civil rights to get beat up and dog sicked on them and stuff. Yeah, no, civil rights, we're going to be exchanging firepower intellectually, and if it goes to something more inflammatory, we prepared for that too. So let's rewind it back. Gotta let Mia Mika cook. She says Black people shouldn't be out there crashing out for them. And then I'll transition into the other video, Ricardo Ignacio.
Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans talk shit about African Americans.
I get it, but I don't.
Me and you support.
Not to participate in the immigration protest, even going as far as saying she doesn't blame Black Americans for not joining in because the Latino community hasn't done anything for the Black community.
Going to save the Latinos, and I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it, but I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of this, all of that.
The host would go on to explain how the Black community usually stands alone when it comes to protest and fights for justice and equality. She would say true solidarity means showing up consistently and not just when it's convenient. She would even end her comments by saying that the Hispanic community should kiss Black people's ass.
African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latino. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some Black ass.
Several social media users would go on to agree and hopped into the Instagram comments in order to voice their opinion. One Black user would simply write, "We are not everyone's savior," while another social media user would agree with the video, echoing her same thoughts. He wrote, "She's speaking facts. When we were out protesting, no one marched or fought alongside us. We're tired. So we're sitting this one out. It's unfortunate because we always support and defend everyone, but we never get the same energy in return." Now, there were some social media users who reacted to the video without watching completely, which caused some viewers to assume the Latin host wasn't support of Black people joining the protest. This was not the case, and one user would set them straight, writing, "Some of y'all are not comprehending. She's not saying Black people need to step up and do anything. On the contrary, she is vehemently stating that she understands why we haven't been protesting beside them. She admits that her people have dismissed Black folks and blamed us for our overall condition. Ultimately, she says that if Latin people have any chance of overcoming what's going on right now, they would be wise to look at us." She acknowledges that what Latin people are experiencing right now is an iota of what Black folks in America endured. And while I'm not jumping on the front line for anyone other than mine, we would all be wise to remember that just because it's not our turn on the oppression wheel, we are always next up. The global majority works together against a common enemy. So what do you guys think about this Latin host admitting that Black people should not involve themselves in immigration protests because Latinos have not shown up for them during Black protests? Do you agree? And do you feel like this is more of a divide and conquer strategy? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Plus, stay up to date for the latest news.
Okay, so that was, I'm not sure what her name is, but that was a Cubana adult star. And she says, "No, Black people, y'all should not go out there. If anything, the Latinos should be kissing your culo." So now we're going to transition into this video from Ricardo Ignacio, and he really goes in depth, a little bit deeper into some of the entrenched anti-Blackness in many in the Latino community. And he also talks about the disrespect of this Latino person disguising as a brother to dodge ICE. And as he's using a Black disguise to dodge ICE, he disrespects Black people. Let's get into it. Let me know if you guys have any issues hearing this.
Check out my disguise, homie. I'm a Mayate now, fool. With the gang.
Damn, I couldn't even let the video play 8 seconds in, and he's already calling us a mayate. And most of the time, many of them don't just call us a mayate, they call us a pinche mayate. So you have to add a little extra oomph on the mayate and disrespect us, right? And then they get mad. I grew up around black people. That's why I say nigga. Yeah, you say nigga and mayate and chango and all sorts of other derogatory, disgusting epithets towards us. So, hey, all slurs matter merch coming soon. And I definitely will be using the slurs of other ethnic groups. But don't worry, I do not mean it like that. I mean it in the same endearing way that you guys mean nigga. Let's get back into it.
Check out my disguise, homie. I'm a mayate now, fool. With the gang. Catch me outside with a bang bang.
In case you didn't know, the word mayate literally is used like the N-word is used with the hard R at the end. In case you didn't know. Now here we have.
So there you go. You have it from a Latino. When they're saying mayate, they're not really saying mayate. What they're calling you is a nigger. Hard ER, the hardest of ERs. Let's just keep it a buck. That's what they're calling you. And then he's trying to cosplay as us saying outside gang. Like actually the Latino gangs are larger, more organized, more violent, is more ingrained and entrenched in Latino culture. Tren de Aragua, MS-13, La M, Mexican Mafia. You can go on and on and on. Various cartels, Mexican cartel, Colombian cartel. So he's trying to say gang and use this as a stereotypical trope about black people. But it's like, bro, your community has the bigger, more violent gang. So yeah, that's a swing and a miss.
N-word is used with the hard R at the end, in case you didn't know. Now here we have a Latino.
Bang bang.
In case you didn't know, the word mayate literally is used like the N-word is used with the hard R at the end, in case you didn't know. Now here we have a Latino, a Hispanic, I don't know, a Mexican who's disguising himself as a black man, while at the same time being a complete bigot, a racist against black people. So you mean to tell me, out of all...
And just to be clear, if you want to watch the video uninterrupted, you can go to Ricardo Ignacio's page. It's titled Latino Disguised as a Black Man to Hide from ICE. Now, I won't be here for a long time, but it will be a strong time. I will have to pause and interject and give commentary, so it's not a copyright strike, and I'm making the video transformative rather than just playing it uninterrupted. If you want to watch that, you can go to his page. And it's extra disgusting because he wants to save himself. He wants to protect himself from ICE. In order to protect himself, he's using the disguise of a black man. But as much as I'm using this black cloak to protect myself, I still have to disrespect the community in the process. I mean, that's as cowardly as you get. Why didn't he disguise himself as an Asian, as a model minority, right? Mejorar La Raza, blanqueamiento. Why didn't he put on white face and disguise himself? Instead, he puts on a black face and does a caricature of what he thinks black people are, but not just every black person, a hood black person. But I thought you guys had black fatigue and you think this type of person is degenerate. So why would you disguise yourself as that and think that this degenerate disguise is going to be your salvation?
Who's disguising himself as a black man, while at the same time being a complete bigot, a racist against black people. So you mean to tell me, out of all other people that you could have disguised yourself as, I don't know, Punjabi, an Arab, Chinese, Japanese, you mean to tell me the people that you apparently hate the most?
And shout out to John Sinatra. If you want to come up, just let me know. I'll drop the link because I won't be here too long today. But I'll drop the link if you want to come up. So let's get back into it. And shout out to everyone that's viewing this live concurrently And on the replay.
Yourself as, I don't know, Punjabi, an Arab, Chinese, Japanese? You mean to tell me the people that you apparently hate the most, feel some kind of way about, is the people that you're going to disguise yourself as to hide from ICE? Here's the problem with Latinos, Hispanics, with Mexicans. When it comes to this whole ICE situation, what is the percentage of Latinos that voted for Trump? Let's look at the stats. Not only did more than 50% of Latinos voted for Trump, they also started making music to celebrate Trump's victory.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
And they used social media to celebrate how proud they were to be Trump supporters.
So let me say this. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia.
I'm Hispanic.
Huh?
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
And after Latinos as a collective helped Trump.
Hold on. Hold on.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Nope. Let me get this straight. They were screaming at the top of their lungs how excited they were to vote for Donald Trump. I'm Hispanic. We loved you. Okay, so you're getting what you voted for. You love the orange Cheeto, so the orange Cheeto was deliberate. Let's run that back. Y'all know I'll always bring it up. I will vote for Donald Trump. Well, you're getting what you voted for. Trump said he ran on this. He was calling y'all rapists. He was calling y'all saying that they weren't bringing their best. Called y'all criminals. But y'all thought he was talking about the Mayates. But nah, he was talking about y'all. I'm Hispanic. I will vote for Trump. Okay. What am I supposed to crash out for? Who am I to go against the will of the people? Most of those Hispanics voted for Trump. A lot of the Border Patrol, Hispanic. A lot of ICE, Hispanic. There is rumors that the two people who shot Alex Preddy, Hispanic.
Social media to celebrate how proud they were to be Trump supporters.
So let me say this. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia.
I'm Hispanic.
Huh?
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
And after Latinos as a collective helped Trump win, now you started seeing ICE raids, all these Latinos, these Mexican people dragged out of their workplaces, out of their vehicles, violently shoved into trucks, and escorted the hell back to where they come from. And if that ain't enough, you start seeing that a lot of these ICE agents, they're also Latinos, Hispanics, a lot of them with thick accents. And then to make it worse, you see all these Latinos, Hispanics, Mexicans going to social media complaining about injustice, discrimination. You voted for this. And after you voted for this, then you join ICE to help them get you and your family the hell back to the countries that you come from. And you know what's crazy?
And not only that, ICE was dangling some massive signing bonuses. I seen some 5K, 10K, some as high as 50K. So they want black people to go out there and crash out when they made songs saying how much they were happy to vote for Trump. They're screaming at the top of their lungs saying that we love Trump. Many of them joined ICE, and they know that ICE is going to go after more Latino and other immigrants. They joined the Border Patrol. Not only did they join that, they joined other forms of law enforcement, whether it be the sheriff and the local police departments. This is what they wanted to happen. Now, they thought it was going to be done in a more sanitized, cuter, cuddlier fashion, but no, they voted for deportation. So you have to hold people's feet to the fire. They wanted deportations, but they wanted cute, cuddly, they wanted Disney rated deportations. They didn't want the TVMA rated R. No, give us the Disney version of deportations. No, that ain't what Trump said. When he called you and said that you guys were criminals and they're not sending their best, that wasn't Disney rated. That wasn't G rated. So, you're getting what you voted for. This is what you wanted. Y'all thought that he was going to attack another demographic, but unfortunately, it was like the boomerang effect. It came back on you. Stop complaining.
About this, some of these Latinos have the audacity to use social media and talk about where all the black folks at. Why aren't black people coming over here to support us? You voted for this. And after you voted for this...
Yeah, the whole kids in cages thing is funny because the cages started under Obama, but when they were cages under Obama, they weren't called cages. They were called migrant detention centers. And then those same cages under Trump somehow became hellholes and cages. It's like those were Obama's cages as well. But like both parties are the same. So it's not a shocker.
You then join ICE to help them escort you the hell back to your shithole countries. And then you see some videos of some black Americans joining ICE, and these Latinos all of a sudden, what?
Yeah, so they getting mad at us because they're getting mad at us for saying hold your own nuts and fight your own battles. But yeah, Trump was holding her, fondling her. I'm Hispanic. I will vote for Donald Trump. Okay, well, this is what your vote gets you. You're Hispanic and he's deporting some of your Hispanic brethren. But don't trip. You love Trump. So I'm sure that helps you.
Are black people joining ICE and helping to discriminate against us? You, Latinos, are joining ICE to discriminate against you, to escort you the hell out of here. You voted.
Yeah, verbal jujitsu is another way of lying. And it's another way of what I like to say, babbling incoherently. The verbal jujitsu is a term in debating called gish galloping, where you throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and try to see what sticks. And usually is to try to deflect and obfuscate so you're not able to pin them down on a certain point. But yeah, the mental jujitsu is pretty exhausting. They want us to go crash out for something that they voted for. And I always say, who am I to go against the will of the people? Your people wanted mass deportations, even though that's not what's going on. Trump's numbers are feckless and abysmal on deportations. He's doing controversial, theatrical deportations, but there's no mass deportations going on. But even if there were, this is what many people voted for, and many in the Latino community voted for. I played a video of the other day of the revered and beloved Cesar Chavez calling illegal immigrants. He wasn't calling them aliens. He was calling them wetbacks. And this is what Cesar Chavez said, one of the most revered Latino figures, that even Biden honored him by putting some sort of bust, like a statue bust, I think, of him as well. So let's get back into the video.
For this, you then join ICE to help them escort you the hell back to your shithole countries. And then you see some videos of some black Americans joining ICE, and these Latinos all of a sudden, why are black people joining ICE and helping to discriminate against us? You Latinos are joining ICE to discriminate against you, to escort you the hell out of here. You voted for this. Talking about black people don't want us here. You don't want you here. But you still have the audacity to complain because another people are discriminated against you? In case you didn't know by now, Latinos as a collective are very anti-black. Do you remember last year when that whole Free Palestine thing was going on? Latinos as a collective were very, very big in participating and supporting Free Palestine. I ain't got a problem with that. If you want to be supportive towards another people, go for it. But now that Latinos are going through what they're going through, mind you, something they voted for, and after they voted for it, they also joined ICE to help, mind you. But now that Latinos are going through what we're going through, notice that we don't ask Asians, Europeans, Southeast Asians, no other community do we demand and do we feel so entitled to than we do.
And see, they always talk about a black and brown coalition, and many of them don't consider themselves brown, and I'll break that down in a little bit later. But they was out there crashing out. Free Palestine, from the river to the sea. They had chants, they had all sorts of dances and things like that. But they're not asking the Palestinians, the Middle Eastern, they're not saying that all immigrants, this is a nation of immigrants, so you should be asking immigrants to stand up for you. Instead, they're asking foundational Black Americans, while at the same time saying you mayates are lazy and low IQ. So maybe we would help you, but we're too stupid and too lazy to come out there. We just can't figure out how to get in the car and drive to the protest. My bad, bro. My bad, fool. My bad, cholo. My bad, amigo. I would have been out there. It's just I'm too stupid and we're too lazy. Which one is it? On one hand, we're lazy, and then on one hand, y'all want us to go crash out for y'all. On one hand, we're stupid, but then y'all want us to devise a political strategy to get y'all out of this rut that you're in. You know, on one hand, y'all say we haven't built nothing, but then y'all say, hey, use your ingenuity and innovation to help us solve this issue. Which one is it? We're tired of people going back and forth trying to denigrate and disparage us, but then at the same time, when they need us to be political crash out dummies, then it's, hey, big head, nah, stay over there where you at. I'm going to rewind it back, and then we're going to get back into some more commentary.
Because another people are discriminated against you? And talk about where all the black folks at? Why aren't black people coming over here to support us? You voted for this. And after you voted for this, you then join ICE to help them escort you the hell back to your shithole countries. And then you see some videos of some black Americans joining ICE, and these Latinos all of a sudden, why are black people joining ICE and helping to discriminate against us? You Latinos are joining ICE to discriminate against you, to escort you the hell out of here. You voted for this. Talking about black people don't want us here. You don't want you here. But you still have the audacity to complain because another people are discriminated against you? In case you didn't know by now, Latinos as a collective are very anti-black. Do you remember last year when that whole Free Palestine thing was going on? Latinos as a collective were very, very big in participating and supporting Free Palestine. I ain't got a problem with that. If you want to be supportive towards another people, go for it. But now that Latinos are going through what they're going through, mind you, something they voted for, and after they voted for it, they also joined ICE to help, mind you. But now that Latinos are going through what we're going through, notice that we don't ask Asians, Europeans, Southeast Asians, no other community do we demand and do we feel so entitled to than we do when it comes to Black Americans? Where all the Black people at? All the Black people, they already casted their vote. So where all the Black people at? I don't know. At home resting? But never mind where all the Black people at. Where all the Palestinians at? For the Latinos that supported Free Palestine? And for the Latinos that stand with Israel?
No, that's a serious question. Where are the Palestinians at? Because these people were crashing out. And you always got to be skeptical of someone that talks about how much they love America, but they're always looking to a distant land, especially these people with these adoption agencies, right? They'll talk about the kids and, oh my God, we hate seeing kids go hungry. There's a bunch of kids going hungry here that need to be adopted. Instead of adopting American citizens, you go all the way to Africa to adopt some poor kid, and then they start playing the oppression Olympics, which they tell you not to play. Yeah, that kid was poor. Yeah, but like, there are a bunch of poor kids here. You didn't have to go to Zimbabwe. You didn't have to go to Brazil in this distant land where, you know, some shady orphanage sold some kid to you. Is this really about the kids or what? And then, mind you, this is another shaky thing too. When people have no history of, you know, coalescing, collaborating with the Black community, but they want to go to a distant land and adopt a Black child, i.e., Jillian Michaels. Jillian Michaels said disparaging things about the Black community. She has bigoted views, but she says, I have a Black daughter. Yeah, who you adopted from Haiti. Like, why do you even have a Black daughter? You're raising this daughter to be colorblind, even though, but you know that she's Black. You adopt a Black daughter and say, be colorblind. You know what I mean? So it's just all sorts of confusion when it goes on with a lot of this stuff. But John, what's up? Is that you, bro?
Yeah, this me, bro. I was just listening. And, I'm confused though. Like, is he really on some? He trying to avoid ICE, or is he just trying to just be controversial and just talking shit? Because he's sitting up here trying to politic and all this, but at first I thought he was saying he's a Maate and he hiding out from ICE and all this shit. So it's like, is he really a legal citizen, but he just trying to fend for his fellow immigrants, or well, I'm confused, bro. And then it's crazy too, because it's like he in his mind he thinks he's dressing up looking Black, but you just look Mexican. Like, you don't even look Black, you just look Mexican. Like, this is all crazy to me, bro.
And not only that, he was trying to say, yeah, gang, 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 gang. Like, he was trying to do little funny stuff like that. But you know, especially in Cali, how big the Latino gangs is. So he was trying to do a dig
Yeah, the
and try
gang shit is all them. Like,
it's
exactly what
all
you were saying.
them.
Like, that's what y'all are known for, bro.
That's your
Bro,
culture.
come on, man. That's just like how they stereotype Muslims and bean pies, bro. Come
Correct.
on, man. You might as well. You talking about gangs, bro? We have two gangs in the Black community, bro. Two. You know what I'm saying? And
And they
that
keep the
derived from,
same
and
one
they
over and
derive,
over.
yeah, and they derive from a peace, from a revolutionary group, like, fighting against, oppression and shit like that, bro. Y'all
Correct. It was
got
like
gangs that,
it was supposed to be like a community watch and empowerment group. But yeah,
right, right.
their gangs are violent like that. That you don't know no reported stories of, there's a Colombian necktie where they slit your throat and pull your tongue through, right? That's
Yeah, we don't do no
Latino
shit.
Hispanic,
Right. They cutting
right?
off heads,
Yeah.
leaving in your line, all kind of shit.
But they convince you that you're more violent, and they be importing those people over here. Just like we talk behind the scenes, like we know, bruh, Mexicans, they get down, bruh. They get busy. So
Yeah, they
how
definitely with
have
the
they
they definitely with
convinced
the business.
Yeah, how have they convinced us that we're extra violent when, bro, y'all are literally saying that you have to flee your land because it's so violent? The people who have committed violence on you are people that look like you. It's not a bunch of
Facts.
niggas committing violence on you. It's people that look like you that's chopping heads off. And then they come over here and say, yeah, but y'all got the Crips. Yeah, a lot of those Crips are symbolic, right? like they dress the part, they look the part, but they're not like
Man,
catching
they
bodies.
just scared of how we look. They just scared of how we look, bro. That's all that is. Because if you want to go by actual statistics of how violent crimes is, and all that, where's Crips cutting off people's heads and doing all that kind of shit y'all be doing, bro? Come on now. Y'all on a
It
whole
ain't
nother level with this shit. You know what I mean? Spiritually and everything, bro. They out there got what they call the Day of the Dead, where they worshiping little
correct.
demonic spirits and all kind of shit, giving sacrifices to little
That's part of
black
the
voodoo.
culture.
Yeah, you feel me? So I don't want to hear none of that shit, nigga. Most of the Bloods and Crips came up in churches and shit like that, bro. Like niggas don't come from niggas is not raised up to be no killers. Let's just be real. We products of our environment and end up having to do what we have to do from time to time. But for the most part, most blacks is kind hearted, bro, and just really on the defense of all the oppression and how and the obstacles that we're placed
We know
in
how
based.
rough it is, so we really don't try to push that line on other people. But
Yeah,
as much
facts.
as that is a virtue for us, it's also has become a weakness, an unintended weakness, right? Because we like, man, we already know all the bigotry and the racism other people be on, and the whole do unto others as you would want people to do unto yourself. That's why we invite people to the cookout, because theoretically we would want people to invite us to their cookout. But it's not really like that. When people have these bar mitzvahs and fiestas and all sorts of parties, like how many Asian parties have you really been invited to? You would invite an Asian, no? How many of these Mexican parties have you really been invited to? These Puerto Rican and El Salvadorian parties, how many of the parties have you been invited to? And if you do go there, you're going to be the only one. You're going to feel awkward and stuff like that. So, where's all this inclusive? Now, us, we'll see somebody do a dance and be like, come to the cookout. These other groups, if you do a dance, they'll talk about, why are you doing our dance? You know what I mean? So it's not the same. These other groups are not as loving or as inviting as us. And I think we should still keep that core to our nature, but it just has to be a better system to gatekeep. You know what I mean? And this is why people are mad, because we're delineating, we're checking IDs at the door, but we're also checking your temperature as well, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, hey,
go ahead.
what it really is too is with the whole delineating thing is we getting stronger by doing that, bro. We getting stronger. See, everybody benefits. The weaker we are as a community with our structure, they all benefit from it, bro. That's why I talk about the piss theory, bro. They
Correct.
have a whole little hierarchy where
They get
everybody
stronger because of that.
exactly. So when while they're going through whatever
But
and we
hold on
getting
real
our
quick, John. Hold on real quick, because we have some viewers that may not understand. So before you proceed, I'm gonna play a little bit more of the video. But before you proceed with your rant, could you explain to the people in layman's term what you mean by the piss theory?
okay, the piss theory. Now, this is a term that I came up with personally, and I've discussed this with B-Eazy Riggs on several different platforms, you know what I mean, over the months now, right? But the piss theory is basically the understanding that all so the piss theory starts with this: everybody has a foundation to stand on as long as they have another race to piss on, basically. So we start off, this society in America with, we have these white supremacist groups, and all these elites and stuff like that who basically, off the backs of the foundational black Americans, they basically recruit other races and nationalities, whatever you want to call it, to basically side with them in a promise to basically give them a better seat in society. So you have Asians, you have Mexicans, you have Indians, you have all these different cultures who each of these cultures also get discriminated on or against by these same white supremacists that are discriminating against the so-called black people. But at the same time, all these other cultures have been able to develop, a comfortable seat, in this society because it's not that bad. Because I mean, at least they're not, on the bottom level, the lowest of the low, where the so-called black man is at. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. There's a piss theory. each of these people developed this supremacy just like the white supremacists, and they pass they pass it on to each other, and at the bottom of that whole barrel, underneath the black woman is the black man, and there you have the piss theory.
Got you. Okay. So I understand. Yeah. And it's kind of like I say, unfortunately, people see the black people as society's doormat. So it's like, on a doormat, you can piss on a doormat. You can step in some poo and wipe it out on the black doormat, not on mine. We have to keep our doormat clean. So just wipe it on the black one. You know what I
Wipe
mean?
it over
We
it.
got,
Thank
yeah,
you.
we got to keep our shoes clean. Don't piss on our shoes. Piss on the black ones. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's the piss theory and the doormat theory. So I hear you.
Yep.
So let's get back.
And let me just say one more thing before you start it up,
Yeah,
especially with the so-called Mexicans, right? Now them coming over here and being illegal or whatever, the ones who are illegal, right? They got the opportunity to work. They got assistance from the government. They got grants. They got funding. They got all these different types of things. They still got treated badly. They still got underpaid, but they took that, and they took that proudly because they took it as an opportunity, and they said, hey, so what, at least we're able to come here and build, and we're not getting treated as bad as the blacks who are at the bottom of the piss theory. You see what I'm saying? But now that they going through a similar, not exactly, but somewhat similar to how we've been getting treated, because we've been getting treated way worse, just as through the civilizations and centuries, right? But they getting a little bit of this treatment, and now they just crying for dear life, and they wondering why the blacks is just standing back and not doing nothing. When it's like, what have y'all done for us the whole entire time? Like, bro, we still in the same struggle. Like, it never got better for us, really, bro. It's still the same shit. But go ahead.
correct. Yeah, it's still the same. It's just evolved. It's become more covert than overt. And Mr. Knightrider said they skipped the line, no slavery. And see, this is what people will always talk about. They'll try to say, hey, kind of like the thing that we showed earlier. We built the country, but then they can't, but they'll never talk about any cotton that they picked. Okay, cool. Did y'all build the White House? Oh no, it was formerly enslaved people who built the White House and the Capitol and many of these cities, right? Building something and being the foundation to something is not the same as contribution. Many other groups came over and contributed, and they should be commended and commemorated for their contribution. But a contribution is not the same as a creation. People didn't immigrate to some barren land. The land that was allegedly barren, it had to be cleared. It had to be made habitable for people to be able to have some level of sustenance in terms of farming and providing an infrastructure for an entire nation. No one immigrates into a shithole nation. It's just don't. That's why people flee shithole nations. You don't immigrate to shithole nations, right? So you can't
Facts.
immigrate to some place and then say that you built it. I can't say, hey, John, let me stay at your place, and then I start making renovations. I might clean up the house and make it fly. But man, I built this house. No, you moved into this house, but like to act like you built it. And hey, I appreciate you helped me make a patio, right? You helped me install some solar panels. But to say you built the house, that's going a bit far. You've contributed to making this house a home. You've contributed to making this house better. But build it, that's not what you did. You had to say something before I play the video, John?
No, that's all facts. Go ahead, play the video. I'm cooking.
Okay, cool. And he says foundational or generational, foundational and generational, because there was no America until my ancestors built it. Even the whole term Native American, first of all, there's no race called Native American and there's no race called indigenous. So ask these Native American people, what race are they? And then they'll start telling their tribes, but there's no race called Choctaw. There's no race called Cherokee. So people try to play the race and ethnicity game when it benefits them, and then just try to act like, well, race is a social construct. Well, so is a tribe, so is a country, so is an ethnicity. Someone saying that they're a Seminole, that's a social construct. Someone saying that they're a Navajo, that's the social construct. So how far we really wanted to go with this. So yes, we were foundational because there was no country called America until we built it, and generational. We have generations here. We have generations here before America even became a country. And then there's people that have come later, immigrated here, and they claim to be foundational and they claim to be generational. But many people are immigrants. They say that we're all immigrants. No, we're not. There is a group that's not immigrants. Foundational Black American freedmen. There's no definition that you can find in the dictionary. Webster's, Merriam, you can use Chat GPT, Claude AI. There's no definition that you can find where forcibly transporting someone. We didn't all come from Africa, but let's just hypothetically say that we did. There's no definition where forcibly transporting someone, kidnapping, hostage taking. There's no definition where that's immigration. So that group is not immigrants, and even I wouldn't call the colonial people immigrants. If you look up what immigration is and people coming over here with the intended purposes to colonize, subjugate, and displace, that's also not immigration. So as much as the enslaved people who built the nation, there were some colonizers who were involved in the building as well. Those two groups can't be classified as immigrants. You can maybe frame the colonizers as immigrants, but there's no way that you can frame forced forced enslaved people as immigrants. There's just no definition, and definitions matter unless they want to try to change it to, kind of erase foundational Black Americans. I always say, if you go to China right now, find a little Chinese girl, kidnap her, and then you come over here and you forcibly sexually assault her over and over and over. You'll have multiple kids, and then, years later, people ask, how did those kids get here? Oh, they immigrated. No, that would be unacceptable. But with us, that's what they want to, try to push. That somehow y'all came on slave ships, y'all immigrated on slave ships. That doesn't even make sense. Immigration requires a voluntary choice, and they're only doing that to try to equate us like y'all was immigrants on slave ships, and the people who crossed the border illegal as immigrants. Y'all the same, so y'all should be fighting for immigrants. No, we're not the same. And I'm a humanitarian, so I don't want to see an injustice happen to anyone. But
Bro, you know why? Because they sticking to that. They sticking with that African American shit, thinking that we come from Africa or some shit, man. And that's where
correct.
this whole confusion with immigrants and Black and we all the same. We all immigrant. No, we're not, bro. We was already here, and that's why I think it's a real big speculation now, like on how far back with this slavery, because we know slavery really did happen and it's still going on, but as far as getting drugged from across overseas and all, I don't know, bro, because that's just looking more and more far fetched as the days go by, bro. I can't even see them being that put together to engineer something like that and just have a map and just know to sell it. Like, it just ain't really making sense, bro.
And
And
they
they would
just be
still
perfect
have.
every time.
You feel me, bro? Like, hell no. There's no way you could. Because think about it, B. Look, we're in 2026. Nigga, we got iPhones, bro. We got computers. We have access to way more knowledge than they could have possibly had back then. I mean, to my understanding. And I still don't know how me, you, and whoever else is on this in the chat right now, with all our resources, can figure out, okay, how we're going to go way across somewhere that we only been to one time or something, kidnap a whole group of people, make sure we got enough food. Mind you, we're getting them to enslave them because we need them to work so that we can develop a whole system of money and everything. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how is we gonna get them, take them somewhere and keep them alive? Have just enough food that we know what they gonna
No,
eat, know what they ain't
but
gonna
then,
be.
but no, but peep this. Remember, they were they were saying that they were treated like worse than pets, so they weren't even feeding them. And then they keep saying
Right,
that they were
right. They didn't.
feed. So
bro.
come on, which one is
They
it,
were
bro? They
starving to death. So out of 200 slaves on the bottom or 600 on the bottom of a ship packed like sardines, how many people without food could survive that many, however many days it took to sail while you're chained? You're not even
no
sitting up
food,
comfortable.
water, chained, not
Man,
attending to medically, and not only that, when they got sick, they're chained next to someone, so the disease is gonna spread.
gonna pass on. Everybody gonna die. Man, come on, bro. Where's the slave ships at, bro? And I remember me, you and Riggs was talking about. He like, oh well. Somebody said, what if they wanted to sell the wood because they need the man?
Yeah,
It ain't
yeah,
never
no,
been that.
they said they used like the wood to like build infrastructure, like because they didn't want to just
Brother,
have a slave ship, so they
brother,
broke
in a
down the
world
wood
full
and
of
like built.
trees, in a world full of trees and lumber, it has never been that scarce that you would need to break down a ship that you would need to float in case it flooded. You feel me? To build an infrastructure that can get washed away. Like, come on, bro. That don't even make sense, bro. No, I don't believe that. But anyway, yeah, man, they trying to think we
Hold
immigrants
on,
too,
let me
because
just respond to this comment, bro, because I don't know who this is. You know, when I do these streams, I do get a lot of like faceless accounts, but this person says you must don't know China had more black slaves than the white man. Look it up. It's possible. So I'm not saying that this is not true. What I'm saying is it's irrelevant. And this is the thing that people always have been doing. When we talk about what we built here, right? Your ancestors fought and bled and died here. And here he's talking about China. Do you have any ancestors in China, bro?
man, I ain't never heard. I
It sounds like you cutting out. Well, I'm gonna just keep talking. It sound like you cutting out. Like,
for black slaves. You hear me?
okay, yeah, you came back in.
All right, my bad. He's saying they got more, bro. I don't even know
Yeah,
very many
yeah,
black
he's
people.
saying China had more black slaves than the white man. Look it up, it's possible. Which I don't get the point. So I guess he's saying don't blame the white man, blame the Chinese. But we're not in China,
We're
and I'm
not
not
blaming.
blaming the white man.
We
We're
ain't
blaming
blaming
white
nobody.
supremacy and the
We're blaming white
system.
supremacy, and we're letting y'all know that a lot of that is fabricated. We're not saying that all of it is that it never happened. We're saying to the degree that they're saying it, to the fact that, oh, that's the only way that we all got over here. No, bro. A lot of us pretty much damn well been here, bro, and still fell victim to that shit, bro. It's just the
No, they
whole
said
thing
of the
of
transatlantic slave, only 3% made it to North America. Most of those other slaves were scattered through the Caribbean. Did you know that Christopher Columbus never stepped foot in what's presently known as America today? All of that barbarism and slavery that he was doing was in the Caribbean. He was terrorizing the Caribbean. So when they say the Americas, they're speaking about the continent. But when we say America, we're speaking about the United States of America. So there's America, the country, and there's America, the continent that comprises of,
right.
like Central America, South America, and stuff. And people try to conflate them. But clearly you can't conflate them, right? If you try to go Brazil right now, you have to get immigration paperwork, and vice versa. If Brazilians try to come over here, they have to immigrate here. So this is your homeland here. You didn't have to go through an immigration database. You didn't have to immigrate nowhere. Most of your generations are here. Like, like you can talk about, yeah, man, my daddy was in Texas, man, and his daddy was in Arkansas, and then his daddy was in Virginia, right? But you can't be like, my daddy was in Nigeria, and his daddy was in Zimbabwe, and his daddy was in Ghana, because your lineage, many of these places, Texas and all these places, are older than Nigeria. So how the hell are you from Nigeria when your family was here before that place wasn't even considered a country? But then they're saying, no, no, you're from this landmass. So they want you to be from this generic landmass that has no name. So then they can just make you this stateless African, and everyone can, hey, you're African American, John. Elon Musk is African American and French Montana. So y'all all are the
Facts.
same.
And how did that make sense? Thank you. And that makes no sense at all, bro.
French Montana is more African than you. He's Moroccan. He's really from the motherland. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, bruh. But like when you ask French Montana, because there's no race called African. If you subscribe to the race theory, then you know about his Negroid, Mongoloid, Caucasoid, Australoid, right? So yeah, which one of those racial categories does he fall into? And then see, this is where people try to back off, and they like to play these games. They say, don't make it about race. Okay, fine, we're not making it about race, we make it about ethnicity. Then they turn back and try to say, you're sub-Saharan African, and they try to make it about race. You know what I mean? They don't want us leaning into our American lineage and ethnicity. You know, they trying to say that we're the same as Jamaicans and Nigerians, but somehow Chinese people, they're not the same as Koreans. They're not the same as Japanese people. They get to delineate. Asians get to delineate. So you can't say that a Chinese person is the same as a Filipino. You can't say that a Korean person is the same as a Japanese person. But you can say that FBA is no different than someone from Senegal or Sudan or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with the tribes, right? You can't call them one big Indian. Cherokees say, look, we don't have the same practices as Navajo, right? Navajo is saying we don't have the same practices as Choctaw. We don't have the same practices as Seminole. Y'all all Indian, y'all all Native American. There's no race called Native American. You know what I mean? So people understand delineation. They just don't want to accept it when we do it. But you know, there's something called intellectual sovereignty. We're not letting people tell us who we are anymore, you know what I mean, and have us looking to some distant land that we never been to. And let's be honest, the majority of us FBAs have never been to Africa and probably will never go. Not because they hate Africa, it's just many people, it's like, man, they content here. This is my homeland, this is my motherland. I'll, you know, I'll thrive here. You know what Tupac said, to live and die in LA? Well, to live and die in USA, you know what I mean? Born in the USA, right? Okay, well, that's where I'm a perish too. Let's get back into
it. Where do you remember last year when that whole Free Palestine thing was going on? Latinos as a collective were very, very big in participating and supporting Free Palestine. I ain't got a problem with that. If you want to be supportive towards another people, go for it. But now that Latinos are going through what they're going through, mind you, something they voted for, and after they voted for it, they also joined ICE to help, mind you. But now that Latinos are going through what we're going through, notice that we don't ask Asians, Europeans, Southeast Asians, no other community do we demand and do we feel so entitled to than we do when it comes to Black Americans. Where are all the Black people at? All the Black people, they already casted their vote. So where are all the Black people at? I don't know, at home resting? But never mind where all the Black people at. Where are all the Palestinians at? For the Latinos that supported Free Palestine and for the Latinos that stand with Israel, where they at? Why is every time that Latinos are going through something, we ask only Black Americans? Mind you, Black people are the people that we as a collective Latino Hispanic community, we are very prejudiced against culturally. And we have been for a long time, telling our daughters not to date Black guys because we're supposed to mejorar la raza. We go to social media and join white people to uphold white supremacy, to perform anti-Blackness in the comment section of every video you see where a Black person is doing something wrong. All the white people in the comments, Black fatigue, it's always them. And then we Latinos, we go in there to join the white people. Latinos, Hispanic, Mexicans, as a collective, we are a people that on one hand, we worship white people.
So I think that was a good segue right there, because like he said, this whole Black and brown thing, how could we have a Black and brown coalition? Yeah, man, we stand together, Black and brown, but you niggas can't date our daughters or my sisters or anything like that. But yeah, coalition, man, power to the people, let's stick together. How does that work? And like he said, you know, they don't want us dating their daughters, but they don't mind a white person dating their daughters because, and I get it, many of them are white, but they're pretending that they're not. And this is where people is like, bruh, okay, we're not gonna play these games. Y'all remember this dude, right?
My daughter come home with a black dude, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is out here for my people. And like, I'm sure if a black girl came home and with a straight SA dude, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? In LA, it's like that.
So I'm gonna let this play, but see, what he tries to do is pivot and tries to blame black people. No, nah. I'll be mad if his daughter comes home with a black guy. And then he said, no, it's the same in black people. No, actually, it's not. Yeah, there are black people that may prefer black love and for black people to be together, but we are the most accepting, the most inclusive, and most inviting group. And y'all know, if a black dude or a black person gets with a Latino, and that Latino has a drop of black blood, clearly they will because they have a black parent, we're going to call them black. Their Latino side is going to disown them unless they make it to the NBA or something. And then they'll try to say how Latino they are. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is Puerto Rican. The Puerto Rican community didn't give a flying flip about him. He wins the championship, and Boricua stand up, and don't forget he's Puerto Rican. Huh? You only accept him as Puerto Rican when he wins? And look at how the black Afro Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico are treated. They're subjugated and subject to the piss theory. Here you have this dude right here. He didn't say if his daughter brought home a white dude, he wouldn't trip because this dude considers himself white because there's no race called Latino, right? He didn't say if his daughter brought home an Asian dude, but he specifically singled out blacks. Why didn't he say if my daughter brought home anyone who wasn't Latino? Because that's not the line he's on. He doesn't care if they bring home any other race except for black. That's what Mejorar La Raza means, blancamiento, lighten, brighten, advance the race. How do you advance the race? By creating more lighter offspring. I'm breaking it down in a more nuanced way, but he's trying to frame it as, nah, this is just how it is in LA, man. You know, it's the racial politics. Nah, not really, bruh. There's so many black dudes out there smashing these Latina salsa bunnies out there. There's so many mixed kids out there, and guess what? They're disowned by their Latino side, so they come over to the black side. And many of them are confused, unfortunately, because they want to interact with their other side, but they're not accepted. They're seen as mayates. And like Ricardo already said, mayate in the Latino community means that you're a nigger. That's what they're calling them. So here we have Lefty Gunplay, who cosplays black people. A black American gave him his biggest opportunity in life, and he's like, thank you, but don't ever date my daughter, and none of you niggas could date my daughter, but hey, thanks for the opportunity.
Daughter come home with a black dude, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is out here for my people. And like, I'm sure if a black girl came home and with a straight SA dude, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? In LA, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? For me to go and have a baby with a black girl, and and I've never been with a black girl, but I've flirted with black girls, and shout out to the black, there's some beautiful black girls, but it's different. And just LA makes you like that, and you can't sugarcoat.
LA makes you like that? Come on, bro. Now he's blaming the city. See, this is the kind of cowardly stuff that I can't respect. This dude is a gangbanger. So you in there throwing up hoods, you talking about gangs and guns and drugs and violence, but when it comes to telling the truth, this how you gonna come with it? And he's trying to say, man, it's just like that in LA. No, it's like that in your homeland, and it's like that in your community. Our communities have been open with people. When the Latinos come over here, guess what neighborhoods they drop them in? They try to assimilate to whiteness, but they don't get dropped in a white neighborhood. They get dropped in a black neighborhood, i.e. Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood, and now those neighborhoods are not even black anymore. They're full of Hispanic dudes just like him. To say, hey, let us say nigga because we grew up around here, but you niggas can't date my daughter. You niggas better not holler at, you know what I mean? You niggas can't even work at the construction site with us. But hey, we listen to rap music and we grew up around y'all, so we should be able to say nigga. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna play one more video of this dude as well, but it's just like, where are the people talk about accountability? Where's the Latino people calling them out for this stuff? They don't care because this is what they believe. And remember, how many times do I have to tell you? There's no race called Hispanic. There's no race called Latino. So when people say they're Hispanic, cool, you're Hispanic, that's your ethnic and cultural identifier. But what race are you? Man, I'm Hispanic. Yeah, but we've already established that's not a race. So again, what race are you? I'm Latino, and it just keeps going on and on and on.
Time here. I want to start at the very beginning. So, your mom is Guatemalan and Mexican?
Yes, sir.
And your dad is white from Mississippi?
Mississippi Meridian.
So, do you consider yourself, what do you consider yourself? Do you consider Mexican, mixed, white? Because you're technically half white.
When it's convenient to me, I'll be white. When it's convenient to me, I'll be Mexican. When it works for me, I'll be Guatemalan.
Okay.
So like, it's just whatever, it depends on where I'm at, but I'm proud of like all races that I am. My name's Franklin Scott Holiday, like, you know, I'm proud of it.
Okay, so did you grow up with both parents, or?
My dad wasn't in the picture. He left my mom and he
heard
went to
that
Florida.
part. He said when it's convenient.
Bro, this is what they all do. This is why. Why do you think
I know they be doing it. I just never knew that he actually said that out his mouth. That's a bad look right there. So what you standing for then? When it's convenient, I'm gonna be okay. So if that's the case, you might as well say when it's convenient, you'll be a Norteño instead of a Sereno. Then if you'll say that you're white instead of Mexican, you'll switch gangs. Then how are you a gang member if you won't even stand for what you? Bro, this don't even make sense. I thought a gang member would for surely be all the way proud, like I'm Mexican and I'm a, you know what I'm saying? He said when it's convenient, I'll be white. It depends. It depends if it's convenient. Oh no, we don't do that, bro.
It depends on who he's around, right? He's around blacks. Hey, I'm like y'all. I'm a minority. I'm a, you know, he can't say he a person of color. You know what I mean? So he used other things.
That's why when they go to jail, they start clicking up with the Aryan Brotherhood and shit like that.
Yeah, because they think that it's convenient for them. But these are the people that were saying that we need to click up with them, and then we try to click up with them, invite them into our mix, and then many of them, not all, but many of them, sell us out because they look and say,
What he just said is the definition of a high-powered coward. That's a high-powered coward right there. You got a gang behind you, which shows some sort of power, but you so coward, depending on what the circumstances is, you're not gonna even stand on that. You'll fold on that and flip and say you white. Man, get out of here, bro. I don't even understand what happened. I remember when Mexican people was prideful back in the days, bro. I thought, man, like this is crazy, bro. This is like everybody just confused. The spirit of confusion is running wild.
I had another family living well off in Holland.
Okay.
So like, it's just whatever.
White? Because you're technically half white.
When it's convenient to me, I'll be white. When it's convenient to me, I'll be Mexican. When it works for me, I'll be Guatemalan.
Okay.
So like, it's just whatever, it depends on where I'm at, but I'm proud of like all races that I am. My name's Franklin Scott Holiday, like, you know, I'm proud of it.
Okay, so did you grow up with both parents, or?
My dad wasn't in the picture. He left my mom and he went to Florida, became a stockbroker.
So mind you, his dad was white. His dad was a deadbeat, right? All of this talk of black fatherless homes and deadbeats and stuff, and this dude has a white deadbeat daddy.
His dad was white. He's white. Now I see why he said. I thought he was really Mexican for real. So his mom is just Mexican.
No, he is Mexican, but Mexican is not no race. That's why you gotta ask these people
everything, bro.
Huh?
He got the accent down and everything. He playing it good. I thought he was really Mexican. His mom is Mexican. He white then. If his dad is white, that's what he is.
Latino.
Oh yeah, man. He's white. Yeah, I thought this was a real Mexican. He didn't really fool me.
You
That's
thought bro
crazy.
was really from the body or
I thought he was really cholo, crazy, scary. That's why he say crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious, because it's really funny how after end he's not even nothing what he this shit is a
that's why
joke.
his life is good.
This shit is a joke. Hey, I never really had no respect for him to begin with, but I thought I did have a sense of respect that he was standing for the Mexican people. Because anybody who stand for their people, like I say, remember you sent me the racist thing, the white folks were saying, I said, I love it when they say how they really feel about us. Just be how you are. Don't even try to hide it. Don't be a coward. If you don't rock with us, you don't rock with us, but stand on that. You see what I'm saying? Let's stop trying to play the fences and all this shit. Because what he's doing is, like I say, a high-powered coward, dude. You want to be Guatemalan, you want to be white, but you really just white. And we see white people do this a lot of the times, bro. They be trying to flip from this to that. And oh no, actually, my friend is this, and my brother-in-law, and I have.
I'm a quarter Mexican. I'm like, bro.
A quarter. Hey man, this shit is crazy. I never knew he's
a real smart guy.
Only a few seconds.
He'll tap in with me when I was in
white.
When it's convenient to me, I'll be white. When it's convenient to me, I'll be Mexican. When it works for me, I'll be Guatemalan.
Okay.
So like it's just whatever. It depends on where I'm at. But I'm proud of like all races that I am. My name's Franklin Scott Holiday. Like I'm proud of it.
Okay, so did you grow up with both parents, or?
My dad wasn't in the picture. He left my mom and he went to Florida, became a stockbroker, had another family, living well off, and a real smart guy. He'll tap in with me when I was in prison, and he just taught me a lot, man. But yeah, he left my mom, and I got a lot of resentment towards him for leaving my mom, and so does my brother.
Like, how old were you when they broke up?
2.
Okay, so you didn't really get to know him.
So his dad was a deadbeat who was well off and left him at 2. He reached out to him when he was in the prison, and this dude had a traumatic experience, and he's still pissed at his dad. So it sounds like he may have some unresolved daddy issues, and I'm not trying to like clown him for that. All I'm saying is this is normal when people grow up in impoverished backgrounds or sometimes dysfunctional upbringings. It's not inherent to one particular race, because this dude is white. He's a white Latino, and his white daddy abandoned him. But people want to make it seem like, oh, every black person, every black father is a
yeah,
dead.
but AB, but why when he just won that Grammy with Kendrick, he didn't say shout out to his white? See, that would have been the convenientest time for him to be white then. So he lying right there. You ain't even that when it's convenient, because it would have been very convenient. But then again, it would mess up your whole cosplay as being an actual Mexican. So I guess you had to even try to say right then, like, yeah. But I guess when you went backstage, you was telling all the white folks you was white. I don't know.
Well, he already said it. He said it depends on who he's around and who he's with, right? So if he's around white people, he's gonna say he's white. If he's around,
shit, the Grammys was white, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
so I don't know. We can't. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hilarious, bro.
There's
The hypocrisy.
no reason to it, and this is what I'm trying to say. So if
legendary flip flop.
Yeah, if you call him white, there's nothing wrong with being white.
It ain't.
I love people. I love white people. I love people of all racial backgrounds. Like,
we just didn't know that he was white, bro, and he portrays to be a Mexican, but he clearly says his dad was white. So you're white, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, the man has the dominant gene. You just
many people, especially religious people, say you are the seed of your father. So he thinks that he's white. He just says that he only acknowledges his whiteness when it's convenient. But what happens is when someone like me calls him white, then they'll be like, no, he's Latino. Yeah, he's a white Latino. No, he's Hispanic. Yeah, he's a white Hispanic.
So
they want to try to get away from the whiteness and try to dump it off
That's
on
his superpower. That's his superpower is he can morph into a white man anytime he wants to. That's like his superpower.
But that's okay. It's just, bro, we see you. So when we say that, cool, you morphed into the white dude, just don't call me a white dude. But bro, that's what you are. Like, you should be proud of it. Whatever race you are, be proud of it. If I was Asian, I would be proud as heck. If I was white, I would be proud as heck. But I'm not. I have to be proud of what I am. I don't want to be around a bunch of self-defeated Latinos or white people or whatever like that. Like, whatever you are, it's a beautiful thing to be different. But we don't have to pretend like we're all the same. And that's what many people try to do. Man, we all the same. Our struggle is the same. And then we go into jail. Our struggle is the same.
Hey, B. His white dad left him and his brother, left his mom's, but he still can't stand to see his daughter with a black man that they never did nothing to him but gave him a Grammy. This is what's crazy, bro. This was look at that. Look at that.
That's crazy.
The white man left you. He left you, bro. Like, you still, bro. This is crazy. Black man gave you a Grammy and everything for 4 words, bro. You got a Grammy for saying 4 words.
But he said, you heard what he said. He said he still has resentment towards his dad. And guess who he takes it out on?
The black man.
You can't make this up, bro. This is wild, bro. And like he said, thank Kendrick and the black community for putting a Latino on. And we already talked about it. That was a smart move. I'm not part of the crowd to say he shouldn't have been on there. I will say that, like, that record didn't need what he said on there, but I know why Kendrick put him on there, and that was a brilliant check.
For sure it was. He was smart doing that. You know what I'm saying? It did what it was supposed to do. But it just, even after all that, you still get they ass the kids, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can never do nothing good enough for somebody who's completely ungrateful from the jump. Like, there's nothing you can do.
They were even mad at Kendrick because he did a pop-up in LA, and they were mad because he didn't have enough Latinos on it. I was like,
come on, bro.
They were celebrating a black event, and they were like, yeah, we're the Latinos. But when they have their Latino events, there's not a black dude in sight. So now they're so entitled to all of our stuff just because
you want to hear a real ass saying?
Go ahead.
Because it's just like the saying they say, bro, people don't want what you can give them. They want what you got. You know what I'm saying? That ain't good enough what you can spare to give them. They want what you got. They want the whole, they want everything. You know what I'm saying? They even want you. They want to be you. They don't even want you to be you. They want to be you. You know what I'm saying? Giving like, you know, giving you a platform and shit like that. They want to take your shit over. They want to, come on, man. That's exactly a prime example of that, bro. 2026.
Let me play a little bit more and then we'll give some more commentary.
And on another hand, we do what?
Check out
culturally. And we have been for a long time. All the black people, they already casted their vote. So where all the black people at? I don't know. At home resting? But never mind where all the black people at. Where all the Palestinians at? For the Latinos that supported Free Palestine? And for the Latinos that stand with Israel? Where they at? Why is every time the Latinos are going through something, we ask only black Americans? Mind you, black people are the people that we as a collective Latino Hispanic community, we are very prejudiced against culturally. And we have been for a long time, telling our daughters not to date black guys because we're supposed to mejorar la raza. We go to social media and join white people to uphold white supremacy, to perform anti-blackness in the comment section of every video you see where a black person is doing something wrong. All the white people in the comments, black fatigue, it's always them. And then we Latinos, we go in there to join the white people. Latinos, Hispanic, Mexicans, as a collective, we are a people that on one hand, we worship white people. And on another hand, we do what?
Check out my disguise, homie. I'm a Mayate now, fool. With the gang. Catch me outside, we'll go bang bang.
How do you have the nuts to discriminate against black people, but yet you use blackness to disguise yourself and hide from ICE? And I hope that this serves as a great example for the black people watching videos like that to know that just because another race of people love your culture, it doesn't mean they love you. Because you want to know something that I've learned as a non-black person from the outside looking in? All these people, they don't love your culture. They just love to exploit it. All these Asians, these Punjabis that come to your neighborhoods and plant their liquor stores, their hair salons, hair product shops, Chinese restaurants, Mexican restaurants, all of these people as a collective, culturally, they are anti-black. They don't like you. They don't want their children to be with you. All these people, they just want to exploit you. They want your money. And meanwhile, they exploit the culture of the people that they don't like. At the same time, they're worshiping white people. The white people that doesn't even like them. Imagine that. People of Latin America, let me remind you of something. Black people didn't arrive from Africa and colonized you. White people did. They arrived, they invaded, they stripped you from your ethnic identities, your cultures, burned your books, and built a nation on top of your ancestors' corpses. And to this day in Latin American countries, all of them, it is the white people that you praise, them white Latinos, them criollos that discriminate, that can't stand you. And in return, you worship them. And then you come from Latin American countries to the United States, and then you worship these other white folks that you know as gringos. Last time I checked, it's not black people that are passing laws that specifically target brown people. As a matter of fact, last time I checked, this is what black people are doing.
Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, won't no ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window.
And have been doing since the beginning. And this whole time, I sit back and wonder, why do black people still help Latinos and desire for solidarity, brown and black unity? Why? It is literally a...
So here you have a Latino man, a Latin and indigenous man saying, hey, black people, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, why are y'all crashing out against ICE for these people? You got corporate stooges like Don Lemon. You have former BLM activists. You got a lot of people going out. You had the Tether Shabuzi over there talking about the nation was built by immigrants and this is for immigrants and all this stuff. So all of these people are crashing out. And like this brother said, bro, this is what they voted for. So what the hell do I look like trying to crash out for them when, hey, I thought this is what y'all wanted? You know what I mean? So let me just pull up something before I play the rest of the video, because he was talking about Mejorar La Raza, and many people try to act as if they're expecting us to not know about these terms. You know what I mean? But hold on. Hold up. Let me find that. When I try to look it up, they don't want me pulling this up. You know, I guess AI has some stuff, but give me 1 second. Hold on. And John, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah. Did you want to add anything while I'm pulling this up?
Man, it's just it's crazy, bro. It's like it gets so out of pocket, bro. At times I'll just be speechless because it's like I'll be baffled, bro. I'm baffled at a lot of the stuff that goes on, double standards, how people could be so blind to what's going on for real. But he was saying the truth though, like, damn, what is y'all like? What is black people doing trying to when it comes to this ICE shit, bro? Like, come on, man. If you can't see the hypocrisy in that, and you trying to stand against this, and that's really just not our fight, bro. We're not saying it's right. We're not saying it's cool. We're not saying it's none of that. We just saying it's not our fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
focus on. And just that, now they're saying like you hate immigrants and stuff like that. And it's like, nah,
We
bruh.
never hated nobody, bro. We never hated nobody. We never even hated the white people, bro. We never even
Exactly.
hated them. We never hated nobody, bro. It's the haters against us. Cold part about it, just like Lefty Gunplay, man. His daughter can't come home with a black man, but he got resentment for his white daddy that left him. Black man got him a Grammy.
His the white daddy did him scandalous. He said he went on to raise another family. He said his white daddy was doing good. His white daddy
Yeah,
was
so he
had
was a stockbroker. He was having money and everything.
and still treated him like crap. But
Come
this
on, man.
is
I
what
want
it is. Mejorar La Raza. It's inherently anti-black. So it means improve the race, lighten, brighten the race. So whiteness represents improvement and advancement in beauty. Blackness represents backwardness, ugliness, and inferiority. Mixed race children who are lighter are considered better than their darker parents. So as much as they don't want you to have relations with black people, if you do have a mixed baby and the baby is lighter, then they're saying, yeah, you ain't quite like us, but at least you better than the darkies, right? Families should actively seek to whiten their lineage through marriage reproduction choices. This is the essence and the core tenets of Mejorar La Raza Blanca Viento. Each generation should be lighter than the previous. So that's the whole thing. If your mama is dark, is you're supposed to aim to have her daughter dark. And if your daughter is a little bit lighter than her mama, you want her lighter than light, pretty much pale skin. Think of Telemundo, Univision. You know what I mean? You're not gonna see a lot of dark Latinas on there, even though they framed them as less desirable and less beautiful. How many dark skinned Latinas have you seen that was drop dead gorgeous, but they don't get that representation because it goes against the tenets of Mejorar La Raza, lighten, brighten, whiten the race. So the family context, a mother to her dark skinned daughter, mi amor busca al alguien que te mejore la raza, right? Y'all can say it much more poetic in Spanish, but translation, find someone who will improve your race. When they say that, they mean find someone who is white. Your darkness is considered a deficiency, but it could be corrected in your children if you push for your children to get with white people. So how are we supposed to be building with these people? The whole black and brown coalition, many of these people don't consider themselves brown. So why are you calling them brown when they don't consider themselves that? And I'm not saying that you have to consider yourself brown in order to build a coalition. We can't build a coalition based on lies. They expect for you, because you're not of this culture, to not know about this, right? But they'll try to tell you about your culture. But when I tell them about facts that they can't refute, then they try to talk about other stuff. They celebrate people who are whiting. There's an implicit devaluation of a darker parent. So look this up. Mejorar La Raza. So we can go on and on, you know. People, if you look at the people that had the highest status, Peninsular, Spanish people born in Spain, who were considered the pure quintessential white. You know what I mean? Look at all these names they had: mulatto, mestizo, zombo, Negro, African. These are all considered low statuses. So no, we don't want to be a nigga. We don't want to be negrito. We don't want to be a mayate. You know what I mean? So many of these people subscribe to these colonial stratification categories, right? So this is the whole thing. Mejorar La Raza. Where are the Latinos that are extensively breaking this down? There's some people that will talk about it, i.e. this brother right here, but the majority of people, they're not talking about this. There's no accountability for the anti-blackness in their community. But let's bring that video back up. Give me 1 second.
part of Latin, I say it like this, part of Latin culture to be anti-black. Latinos as a collective, they practice and uphold white supremacy due to the caste system implemented by the Spaniards that colonized them. Latinos as a collective, they vote.
And I just showed y'all the caste system, so y'all can rewind that back. But just to be clear, the caste system was the number one, peninsular, number two, Criolla, which is the Spanish descent born in America, mestizo, Spanish and indigenous, mulatto, Spanish and African, zombo, indigenous and African, negro. So these are the racial stratification categories that people describe to. They were given to them by the colonial Spaniards and they adopted it, right? If these Mexicans go over to Spain right now, the Spanish are going to tell them, y'all are not like us.
Back and wonder, why do black people still help Latinos and desire for solidarity, brown and black unity? Why? It is literally a part of Latin, I say it like this, part of Latin culture to be anti-black. Latinos as a collective, they practice and uphold white supremacy due to the caste system implemented by the Spaniards that colonized them. Latinos as a collective, they voted for Trump. After they voted and helped Trump win, then they joined ICE to deport themselves. And the funny part, after they voted for this, they celebrated about it, making music about it, and joined ICE to help get themselves deported. But then they got the guts to complain about discrimination. Imagine what it feels like to be driving around and I see some Mexicans being dragged out of their vehicle because they look illegal by ICE agents that look illegal too. Latinos, collectively, they hate themselves. The Cubans don't like the Mexicans. They don't like the Venezuelans. The Cubans voted for Trump because they thought that this would only affect the Mexicans and the Venezuelans. The Mexicans don't like the Puerto Ricans. The Dominicans don't like the Haitians. These Latinos are so divided. They hate one another back and forth. And in case you're wondering, why did Latinos vote for Trump? Why would they vote against their best interest? It's a little deeper than that. You see, the Cubans, they thought they were safe because they thought they had asylum. So when they voted for Trump, they thought it would only affect the Mexicans, the Venezuelans, the Colombians. They thought they were safe. The Mexicans, when they voted for Trump, they thought the Venezuelans would get deported. The Haitians would be deported. You see, what happened here is that these Latinos, Mexicans, Cubans, Venezuelans, Colombians, they don't like one another collectively. There is no Latin community. They don't like one another. They voted specifically to harm those other Latinos over there. And little did they know that their vote would not only successfully harm those other Latinos that they don't like, but it would also come back to haunt them and affect them. And now that it has, now they're complaining about discrimination. You Latinos, we Latinos voted for Trump because we discriminate against other Latinos. So we can't complain about discrimination. You can't get mad when you see Black Americans joining ICE. No. Talking about why are Black Americans against us? Oh, stop. Anti-Blackness is literally at this point part of Latino upbringing. Shit. Even the Black people of Latin America are anti-Black American. They come to this country talking about, we're not Black like them. Right. Where do you think the whole me no Black comes from? Ain't
no Black, Poppy. So like we hitting it from all angles. And before we used to try to convince people and say, no, this is America. This is the land of the one drop rule. Y'all are Black. You know, we would try to wake them up. No, I know Black. I'm not Black, I'm Haitian. I'm not Black, I'm Nigerian. I'm not Black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not Black, I'm from Senegal. I'm not Black, I'm from Congo. No, you are Black. Now when we say, you know what, actually you're not Black. You're Congolese American. You're Nigerian American. You can't keep Blackness. Actually, we can and we will. We were the ones saying, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. We weren't saying, say it loud, I'm African American and I'm proud. That's why it's called Black History Month. It's not called African American History Month. When Martin Luther King, who they love to bring up, when Martin Luther King was assassinated, they didn't call him an African American. When Malcolm X was assassinated, he wasn't called an African American. When Fred Hampton was assassinated, he wasn't called an African American. I can go on and on, with this line, but I think y'all get the gist.
Anti-blackness is literally at this point part of Latino upbringing. Shit. Even the black people of Latin America are anti-black American. They come to this country talking about, we're not black like them.
Another thing too, when people try to say all these other groups stick together, actually they don't. Many of these groups stick together. They stick together when they're going against us or when they can extract resources based on our pain and plight, right? So they let us catch the bullets, get the dog sicked on us, beat, and then they say, hey, you can't do anything specifically for black people. That's woke. So you have to do something for marginalized groups, overlooked groups, minorities, and then people come running, didn't put no sweat or equity in. Hey, I'm a minority too. Don't forget about me. And since there's a racial and social stratification system, then when it comes to minorities, all these other groups are going to get the benefits. If there's a white dude that breaks his leg, he becomes disabled. Well, disabled people are minorities, so now he gets the same benefits as you. If there's a white dude whose name was Brad and now he changes his name to Betty because he's trans, he's part of a marginalized group and he gets the same benefits as you. And then they'll say the discrimination they faced as trans is the same thing as what Emmett Till faced. You know what I mean? We all faced hate. You know what I mean? Your people were lynched and they didn't let me go into a trans bathroom, so our plights are the same. You know what I mean? There's always this conflation of the two. It's like, no, well, if you want to fight for those rights, just separate it. You don't have to conflate it with everything. That's what they always try to do. Oh, look, these minorities are going through something. Here, let's kind of combine it with what the blacks are going through. It's like, it's not even really the same. You know what I mean? They're trying to compare what voluntary migrants went through to what forcible chattel slaves went through. It's not even the same. No migrants are being whipped. Once their kids are born, their kids are not born into slavery. Their kids are considered anchor babies because once they have the babies, that anchors them here into American citizenship.
You still there, B? I can't hear nothing. Is it me? Is my connection tripping or what? Oh, we done lost B, y'all. Hold on. Bear with us, chat. Bro gotta bounce back in. He done lost his connection. This the first time this done never happened. But shout out to everybody rocking with it. Shout out to the chat. Let me see if I can pull the chat up right quick. Let me see. I'm dropping comments. Got Miss Jackie Gaines in the building. Firepower. Uh, who else still in here? Got Braxton in the house. I don't know what happened to B. I think he might have lost signal or something. And he in control of the whole show. He playing the video and everything. So I can't really, you know.
Damn, but everybody that's rocking in the building, man, make sure y'all check out exclusiveelusive.com right now. We got a sale on all herbs and natural superfoods. We got sea moss, we got black seed oil, we got wormwood root. If you're trying to detox, you're trying to get rid of the worms and the parasites. We got black black walnut hull. We got sea moss honey. Um, we got Tonkat Ali honey. Man, so many countless, great things we got going on for the body right now. It's a lot of sickness going on, and they always starting up these new pandemics and plagues and all that. So make sure you tap in for your sea moss and get right.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like could you hear me, John?
Yeah. I was holding it down till you came back.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. Continue to shout your stuff out. Sometimes like around this, like my router went out, so I had to join in from my phone. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was only a little bit more of the video, so we're about to get ready to wrap it up anyways. But yeah, go ahead and pop your stuff and let people know where they can find your stuff because I had planned on wrapping it up in like the next 10 minutes anyways.
Oh yeah, it's all good then. I'll matter of fact, I'll try to drop. I don't know how to drop links in the chat, bro. If I just drop it as a comment, is it gonna be clickable, or is there something that I gotta do to make it to where they could click on it?
That I'm not sure, so just try to drop it and see what it says.
Okay, I'm about to try right now. Hold on.
And shout out to everybody that stuck around. Fire is still in the chat. Miss Jackie Gaines, appreciate y'all for coming through, especially tuning in on the late night. And we about to shut it down pretty soon. But yeah, John, so let the people know. It looked like did you
It's
get your
trying to
other
make me.
page? Did you get your
It's
other
trying,
page cracking or what?
bro. My I don't understand why it's not letting me. Like it's just not popping up. So I even changed the
Just
name because.
drop it, and Jackie Gaines said she will post it. So Jackie is usually on top of but post the one that you want to share.
Hold on, I'm trying to let me try to just I'm finna drop down right quick and just go into the YouTube comments and drop it in there. Cause it's not gonna let me do it while I'm talking on here live right now. Cause I gotta connect. It's gonna make me type in my email, password, and all that. I'm finna drop down and join in through the YouTube app, and I'm finna drop it in the chat.
Okay, yeah. So just do that, and like I said, I'm about to get ready to shut it down, just because I'm on my phone right now, and yeah, I don't know if my computer is gonna be kind of acting up. So, but it was coming to the end of the stream anyways, bro. So yeah, go ahead and drop that so that the people know where to find you. And yeah, so this is the time of the stream where we get ready to wind it down. But yeah, so look, I'm all for and shout out to Fire. I'm all for building with anyone. I don't really care about your race, your creed, your ethnic background, but I want to uplift my country. I want to uplift my community, but also your community as well, right? I want to preserve the ethnic and intellectual sovereignty of other communities, and I'll help them do that just as long as they help us do that as well, right? I don't think Mexican culture should be erased and just under a umbrella of Latino culture, right? It's a distinctions between Mexican culture and El Salvadoran culture and Honduran culture. And that's the same thing what we're saying as foundational Black American freedmen. We're not saying just because we're American that we're inherently better, but we're saying that our culture is different and distinct from other cultures. And in order for us to be able to appreciate other cultures, we do need to delineate and disaggregate. I don't think it's inherently divisive. I think that people are doing it, just for accuracy and to avoid ethnocide. So I didn't grow up eating jerk chicken, plantains, a goosey soup, naan curry, tandoori, any of those things. They come from a very distinct and rich culture. And I want to know the differences between that culture. But we can't know if we lump everyone into as one big global Negro, one big minority, one big person of color. Nah, we need to highlight our differences. A jaguar and leopard looks the same, but they're not the same cats, right? Yeah, they're in the same family of species, but they're not the same. There are distinct differences. So just because they look similar doesn't mean they're the same. A grapefruit is similar to an orange. Is a grapefruit the same as an orange? I didn't think so. So yeah, so it looks like John has dropped his channel in the chat. Go ahead and sub to that channel. I'm gonna go ahead and run through some of the visuals. I'm gonna try to do it, but I'm actually on my phone. A fire put an eggplant in the chat. You know what that eggplant usually means. So is that a kinky, quirky emoji? What is that eggplant signifying? Usually when people post that's like you know what I mean? Like long dong dilver. Like, so what are you posting that eggplant for? Are you in need of some veggie salad? Let me know. Okay, so hopefully y'all stick around. I'm gonna go ahead and play some of the final visuals. And look, I'm gonna hit y'all with another stream tomorrow. Most of my streams have been impromptu. I don't have a set schedule yet, but the more y'all rock with me, the more I'll stream and start developing a sort of scheduled structure. But right now I'm not monetized, so I'm just coming up here to shoot the shenanigans with y'all. But I do sincerely appreciate all of y'all. Y'all can hit the like button. It won't cost you a fee. The likes are free. Hit that notification bell and also subscribe. So as you're subscribing, hit the notification bell so you stay abreast with all of the content. And usually it is engaging with the chat and it can be very interactive when I drop the link and people want to come up. But you gotta come with some scholarship. Don't mind the trolling or contrarian views, but have some level of sophistication with it. It can't be rudimentary and brain dead. So let's play some of these visuals. And mind you, I'm accessing all of this from my phone right now. So I should have access to everyone that I want to play. But just in case if I miss something out, it's just because I'm on my phone right now. So just in case you didn't hit the like button yet, let me give you a friendly reminder. Time for a like intermission. We kindly request that you show love to the channel's creator and platform by leaving a like, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest content. Liking posts is completely free and helps the algorithm boost our reach. We want to grow the community larger and larger. So thank you all who take the time to support us. It does mean the world to us and doesn't go unnoticed. And thank all of those who sent me a financial contribution on Cash App. Now, there's obviously you're not, there's no obligation. I enjoy the free support, people that like, people that comment. But if you do want to make a financial contribution,
Don't you think it's about time you gave me my money?
I need cash. Please send that money. Please send that money. Please send that money. My money. I need cash. My money. I need cash. My money.
Okay, so let me know, could y'all hear me because I joined back up on my phone. So give me 1 second. All right. And let me play this other one. Could y'all still hear me clear? Let me just take this one down. So it looks like y'all can still hear me. I'm gonna go ahead and play these final visuals. I do appreciate y'all being here. Okay, thank you. Miss Jackie Gaines said that she can hear me. Okay, so let me just do this. And before we get up out of here, you know, I gotta hit ya.
Yeah. Hey. B-Eazy Dat Dude, shit so hot it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. I bring the pain like an aftermath of a car wreck. There's a lot of niggas that say they real, but to me that shit is far-fetched. Some cats is pussy, they really is on some feminine stuff. I rock up on them with the 40 ounces to definition of adrenaline rush. What it do is sweet like cinnamon puffer, my niggas is rough like Willow Pass. Grew about on Mary Mac, but I used to hang on Willow Pass. These verbs that I roll with, outcasts and misfits. Better zip lips so you get hit when the fifth spit. Flat line in your pit. Trap habits is black magic, no voodoo. Get the bands like Buku for the cocaine to go cuckoo. Most these niggas is foo-foo, so I'm shitting on them like doo-doo. I can't fuck with y'all like tofu, I'm just saying, man, like Goku. Bad bitches at the house with me watching Netflix or Roku. Fuck them both at the same time, and I swear to God it was so cool. Street legend, real boss, I call shots cause I'm still saucy. I know some G's to the bike crack on Chirac and then fly back out to Millwall. When they hear me flow, they say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. When you hear me flow, say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up.
B-Eazy Dat Dude. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the boardroom, you gotta stand the rain. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the boardroom, you gotta stand the rain. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, they know the name. B-Eazy